Hey guys, thanks for joining us again. We are the Yeah We Talk podcast. Today we're going to be talking about something very important. And in 2 months, porn is going to be illegal in the UK. It's getting really bad. This is even more important than Brexit. We need to stop this. Why is this happening? Why?
Now let's talk about what exactly is being banned.
The MCU. That's what we're talking about. Fix the intro, Flabby.
Thanks for joining us again. We're going to be talking about the MCU. For those of you who don't know what that is, and you're an uncultured swine, it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We're going to begin by talking about comparisons to comic books. What do you guys have to say? So apparently nothing.
Wait. I think Infinity War, by the way, is still gonna be better than Endgame. I don't think Endgame is gonna be able to top it because of how great it is as a movie. And you know the way it ends, but there's a cliffhanger, but also there isn't. Like as a movie, Infinity War ends like we're satisfied.
It could be a standalone.
Yeah. Amazing movie, and like my cousin hates the MCU, right? He watched that film about watching any other films, and he loved the way Thanos was portrayed. He doesn't even like Gamora. I'm talking about Gamora. He hates the MCU, but he watched that film because he was forced to go to cousins, and he loved the way Thanos was portrayed. He was comparing it to one of the another anime villain that he knew. And he was like, he thought it was so in depth and cool. And it's true, they gave us so much backstory. Like overall, it's a movie for everyone. Like everyone didn't get a lot of screen time, but like
as a movie itself,
yeah, it's mostly Thanos' movie, but overall, everything I love about it.
20-year build up to Thanos.
Yeah, but even without that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
even without that, Kamara just watched it, loved it. Like he hasn't even got any context. So yeah, I think Endgame like. It's because we know in Endgame, like, kind of what's going to happen. It's like, they're going to win, innit? They're going to, like, fix shit. Like, that's what's going to happen. And it's like, I don't know. I just don't think that, like, overall what Infinity War did, I don't think it can top it.
Yeah, the cinematic portrayal of Thanos is, like, I think it could be arguably, like, slightly better than, like, the comic book portrayal of Thanos. Because in the comic books, it's just sort of like, he wants to do this task because he wants to be with who he loves, which is, like, the embodiment of death. But like in the cinematic universe, he has a sort of purpose. Like he wants to cleanse the universe. So it's like it's for the better good. And throughout the whole like movie, you see him go through like different struggles. At the beginning, you see him as like the big villain. Like you kind of hate him. And as the movie progresses, you're like, oh wait, he's kind of a cool guy. And then at the end of the movie, you're like, you feel kind of sympathetic towards him because of what he's lost. Like, like spoiler alert. If you haven't like watched the movie, I don't know what you're doing. You should have watched it. But like. He's lost his daughter because he had to kill Gamora, had to get the Soul Stone. So it's a good like scale of like of emotions of how people feel towards him, which is pretty good.
I think that change was very necessary, bringing back the embodiment of death change. He as a villain, villains normally are very one-minded, but you kind of question like. You question him as a villain sometimes throughout the movie, which I think is very important. You like you said, you actually feel for Thanos. It's kind of like his own movie in a way. You feel for him. You still see him as the villain at the end of the day, which you should because he is
playing God.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, exactly. He did believe he was the only one that could do it, and it turns out he actually was. So I don't know if it's him having a god complex. I think he just has, like he said it in the movie, he has the strongest will to actually go out and try and achieve this goal that seems nearly impossible for everyone else.
He feels like he's cursed with a burden. Like it's actually crazy they painted that idea. Like he doesn't even feel like he's evil. He feels like everyone's a massive punani and he can't do anything and he's gonna do it. Like that's literally how he feels. He just feels like, yeah, like I'm gonna be the one to do. And it's always good when you understand the villain's motives and be like, he's being a villain because he's evil.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie, you do see him do this to other planets, like when he kidnapped Gamora. And then throughout the middle of the movie, he ends up speaking to her, and Gamora says he's being crazy. But then he brings up the point. of the planet that he kidnapped her from is now filled with happy children and full bellies. Well, before they were nearly in the brink of extinction. So. It does work, which makes him like such an important and such a great character.
When you like compare him to the other villains that the Avengers have fought, I think he is the more three-dimensional character. But it's because like what he's doing is he believes is correct, which is like what makes a really good villain. If they think they're not a villain, if they're actually doing like a good thing. Whereas Ultron, I don't know what Ultron was doing.
He was sort of just having his own thing. It's sort of like
He had like an identity crisis.
it's like the Jarvis AI became its own sentient thing. It's like, wait, I have this power, so I might as well just use it and do this and do that. And you're kind of correct. Most of the villains up until now, like even from the first like movie, like even like the first Iron Man movie, Obadiah Stane was like a 2D like villain. All these villains are like 2D. And like you're right, like what you said. He seemed like the very first 3D like fleshed out villain that has a purpose, has a goal, and like will actually get shit done. Like he's gotten his shit done. He's done his purpose. They lost.
They built it up so much that it was like a really good payoff for him to finally win.
And quickly going back to what Flavio said before, like one of the quotes is like when he's talking to Gamora when they're on his ship, he goes, like he's the only one that knows what to do, and he says he's the only one that has the will to act upon it. So it just shows that he's a really good villain. It has a lot of like build up and plot development and character development for him rather than just being
the big villain.
He's a big villain. You know.
I like the scene at the very end where it's literally just him like staring out at the sunset or the sun.
There's a smile. He smiles.
Yeah,
Like
he did exactly what he said he was gonna do. He's smiling down upon a quote unquote grateful universe. He finally achieved his goal, but how do you think they're gonna introduce him in Endgame next? Because we don't exactly know what's.
They haven't shown any like hints. They've done it really well, like marketing wise, through the trailers and everything. They haven't given anything away at all.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, they've literally said nothing. I think in one of the trailers at one point they were like, I think Black Widow mentioned that he's used the stones again, so they can pick up a reading of like an energy signal of the stones being used again for something.
But weren't they
that's
shattered?
about it.
Like
no, the
gauntlet
gauntlet
like broke.
Right.
The stones were intact. They were perfectly fine. So it's just the gauntlet broke. So we have no idea what's gonna happen. We don't have no idea how they're gonna find him. What it's gonna be like. But
how long has it been between the two movies? Do we know?
It's a 1 year gap.
It's 1 year. So
They filmed it back to back.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Which I applaud them for that. Yeah, there's not many actors or businesses that would actually do that.
But I say right now, in our lifetime, it is the biggest cinematic thing that we're going to see in our lifetime at the moment.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt about it. This build up has been insane. How many movies? 20 something.
Yes, or almost a span of 20 years.
Yes,
20 years of movies building up for it. So yeah, the way that he's portrayed in like the cinematic universe is perfect. I have nothing wrong with the way he's being portrayed in the cinematic universe. It's amazing.
I agree. I also think that it'll be too difficult for them to introduce like death or any other embodiment of like special characters.
Yeah, it's sort of like getting on like celestial level beings. It'll get too confusing for people, and I think this is the way it keeps it simple, because like the comic books had decades to build up like their stories and everything. They had multiple stories, multiple spin-offs, but you got to realize
different universes,
everything. Comic books come out every week. You get issues every week, right? And this movie is only like a one-time thing. So you got to put a good amount of information within that like 2-hour time gap.
Yeah.
You can't go above that. You can't add in a new plot story. It's gonna get everyone really confused. And the way they've done it within the 2 hour like slot that they've had for like Infinity War, fucking brilliant. Brilliant.
Do you feel like some movies were being put out now very needlessly though?
Which
like
one?
the latest one, for example, Captain Marvel.
It wasn't needless. They needed to introduce her.
Yeah.
But after the success of Infinity War, I think people were expecting it to be better, whereas it didn't live up to the same kind of standard. But I think she is a necessary character, and they did
100%.
need to
100%.
introduce her in a way that wasn't like Spider-Man or Black Panther, where they appeared in one movie and then they had their own. She needed her own like big build-up because she's going to be a really important player.
She's a very important factor in like the whole fight thing, so she needed a good build-up.
But they did do Black Panther and Spider-Man justice in that movie alone. Don't you think they'll be able to do the same justice with Captain Marvel if they just introduce her in Endgame?
If they introduced her in Endgame, it would have been like anticlimactic in a way to just be like, here's Captain Marvel, and then give her her own like origin story. It wouldn't have made as much like storytelling wise. It wouldn't have paid off as well if they just like threw her in without like background.
Yeah, he's right. Because after Endgame, that's like the sort of like the end of the franchise. That's it. Endgame's done. Like,
it's the end of phase.
It's the end. Right? The end of phase 1. You can't be like, oh wait, we have to add another another prequel movie. Not really. They added the prequel movie after Infinity War, which was fine. Everyone's like, okay, cool. She's getting ready for Endgame. Boom.
And I like that we know her and we know her power and like we know her better now. If they just threw in like this overpowered like superhero, it would have been like not as good at all.
What do you guys think is going to happen to Captain America in Endgame? We already know that
Chris Evans said goodbye.
Chris Evans said goodbye.
His contract's finished, doesn't it?
His contract's finished. He did not sign a new one.
Oh,
So
I didn't
this
know
is
contract
officially.
He had like a bunch of emotional tweets. He was like posting shit.
He
Like,
posted something on Instagram as well, saying
Yeah.
thank you, but this is an opportunity for me to pursue other stuff and blah 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 blah.
I
Um,
remember watching an interview where Robert Downey Jr. was like, I had to call him and be like, I'm gonna do it. You have to do it. So like, even at that point, like he was trying to persuade him to keep going. I think Chris Evans was just done. I think he didn't want to continue.
Come on, no one can force him. He does say he wants to pursue other. He has been in a lot of movies before that.
Yeah.
I've seen him in random
He
teen
has-
movies, and
Yeah.
he was Johnny
The
Thingy before.
The MCU's made him who he is, but I think
it's really built up his profile. in terms of
really
acting.
has, yeah, it really has built up his profile.
But you can't really blame someone.
Why do you keep
for
raising your
wanting-
hand like you're in a classroom?
It's because you let somebody else
Yeah.
get their points across,
yeah,
and then the next
yeah.
person to raise your hand
Yes,
is
yes,
who
yes.
talks
It gives a bit
next,
of order.
so you don't interrupt someone.
Order.
Yes,
Okay.
order.
But
cool.
what was I gonna say? You can't really blame someone for not wanting to pursue that anymore. I mean, he's already been there for a long time, and the contracts they're long, aren't they? Like he signed a contract for 6 years, a 6-year deal contract or something like that. It's a pain in the ass in a way because it also doesn't allow him to pursue for other like they're what's it called obligatory contracts that they are not allowed to
break.
they're not allowed to break, as in they're not allowed to go to any DC cast and actually try to be a part of any of their movies.
I don't think that was
and DC is not allowed to go to Marvel as well, apparently.
But I don't think that was his issue. I think he just didn't want to do the superhero.
No,
thing.
exactly. Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying like that. This is another reason why some people might not want to pursue that stuff anymore after the
Yeah.
contract's over.
Yeah, going back to what you said about like you think like do we think if they're declining? I think it's just for me, but like I'm not gonna care about anything anymore. If they're not hanging out, I'm not gonna care. Like after Infinity War, they told me I'm an awards coming. I said cool. I wasn't gonna watch it, and I knew there was gonna be a post-credit scene. You weren't gonna get me to watch an hour and a half of jokes with him and Janet or whatever.
You love Paul Rudd, though.
Yes, I do. He's funny, but I watched it later and it was okay.
Yeah.
It was.
It
It
wasn't-
was
it
just
wasn't great.
okay.
It feels like an MCU film that like you can like
Skip.
yeah, like forever. Even when you rewatch one of them, that's gonna be when you go, I'm telling you, it is. And there's a few of them.
It's just not as good.
Yeah, there are a few movies you're gonna be like, ugh, like Iron Man 2 was kind of,
Iron Man 2 and 3.
yeah, no, 3
Free explored some sick scenes about how he had like infinite anxiety and like
PTSD.
PTSD.
from you would flying a nuke into an alien thing, almost dying because you almost made it right for the point and you like hit that because in the comics he literally gave up the man and of Iron Man because of that. Like he was
he?
he was there for
Mantle,
ages.
he
He,
gave up
had
the-
alcoholic. He became an alcoholic and everything went downhill for him after.
Yeah,
like, when his
I
family
think there was
Avengers.
something like that. Yeah, and then he lost his fortune for some reason.
They
yeah.
explored it a tiny bit in Civil War where he was like really conflicted about it. But
very conflicted. No, yeah, I think that was the whole. But that was more so like the whole parent thing. We found out that who were like his parents' killers, and they made like a
Yeah.
big like feud between them. But I think they watered it down for like the cinematic universe.
They needed to do that scene a whole lot better than they did, for my opinion, because
What scene?
like just the whole part of him hating the Winter Soldier just due to the fact
Oh,
that he
right.
killed his parents. Because yeah, fair enough, he acted out of rage and he at the end of the movie he attacked and tried to kill Bucky, but then also when he's fighting Thanos in Avengers Infinity War, he's having a go at Quill for being angry because he found out that Gamora died, and he's just blasting Thanos in the face with his gun. They could have done that part a bit better.
But it was a different situation.
Yeah.
Like, it was completely
Was it?
different with Thanos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
he
like
lost-
Thanos was going
he
to
lost
destroy the
someone.
world.
the
Oh,
universe.
it was
Off the
a-
universe. The glove was basically the gauntlet was
Coming
basically
off,
off.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Oh, that was so annoying. What tit.
Oh yeah, how close he was.
you
isn't it?
literally was so close, and then the thing.
They took it off him, but then he grabbed it
Grabbed
again,
it.
remember, and then he flicked everybody off him, and he continued to absolutely destroy them.
Then he threw a moon at someone's
I
head.
didn't think Mantis
They
would be able
didn't-
to keep him under control. I thought he was stronger mentally than that.
He is.
He
He's
is,
one of the
But she
strongest
managed-
world people.
She managed to completely
But for
overthrow
not for that
him.
long, she did say quick.
Yeah,
she's
she
said,
very
yeah.
strong.
Remember,
Yeah.
normally she can just touch you and just be like, go to sleep, and
Yeah.
boom, that's
Yeah.
it. He managed
He
to
was
stay
fighting her,
awake.
yeah,
He was fighting her. You got to remember, he is. I would say
He is
the Mad
Thanos, he's
Titan.
the Titan,
He's
yeah.
the Mad Titan. I fucking love the way that they've sort of rejuvenized Thor in like from like Ragnarok and like Infinity War, this has made him a way better character. I think in like 2, in the Dark World, he just felt like a bit of a boring character, kind of pushed aside.
The movie was boring in general.
Yeah, it
I'm
was.
sorry, but
But I think they needed a way to implement like the reality
The
stone.
difference between 1, 2, and 3, like 3 is just so much better, and I
3 is
Yeah,
a
Thor?
so
Yeah.
much better.
It's
It's the
thing
director
though.
in it.
It's his
Like,
I don't know.
it's his thing story. It's his story of power coming back to realization. Like Odin's gone. Like
everyone
Yeah.
enjoyed Ragnarok. It
yeah,
was
like
critically
yeah.
acclaimed.
Odin's gone. Like Asgard's on the brink of destruction, and he has to like, go through everything. He's then at the end of the movie, he sits on the throne and takes up the mantle as the new king of Asgard.
Yeah.
He has to go through a lot of stuff. Has to kill his sister. He loses an eye. He loses Mjolnir.
I'm sorry, but
a lot
that
of
was
stuff happened.
pointless. That I'm
You
sorry
don't
to
have to
interrupt
say
you.
it.
That was very pointless.
Mjolnir.
Is it Mjolnir?
I don't know. Do you know how to say it?
I think it's Mjolnir. Mjolnir, yeah, Mjolnir.
That was very pointless. My guy lost an eye, and I thought it was going to be for character development or something. Yeah, yeah. I was going to say
Literally
Thanos.
my
Thor is
guy
my
lost
guy,
an
man.
eye.
He's my guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he literally lost an eye just so in the next movie they could just give him again.
Yeah, I thought he was
Yeah,
gonna
It
keep
was
that
pointless.
forever.
I
Yeah,
liked
because it's
it.
supposed to represent
Yeah,
his
symbolic
father.
of his
Yeah.
father.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was the
I
whole
liked
point.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That
then
was stupid.
storyline wise, like Odin gave it away, so he gains the power of the Odin force and like that. And Thor is like, oh yeah, my sister stabbed my eye. Oops.
Do you think that like the world building of Asgard in 1 and 2 like distracted from the storytelling? So 3 was so much better because they kind of like took away from the
It's
world.
true.
a
They
bit.
had to build the story of the whole, like
The whole Asgard.
thing.
Yeah, the whole
including
Asgard.
like the Loki backstory and everything. They had to
Yeah.
build up the whole thing so you can understand the whole.
Yeah, I think
story
you're right.
behind Asgard. Because if you're not reading the comics, you have no idea what the fuck's going on really with Asgard.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All you know if you're just watching the movies is Thor's from there
Yeah.
and Loki's there too, by the way.
That's about it. Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, it was good. It was for the world building and stuff like that. But like 3, and it's pretty good because at the end of 3,
Like they don't spend any time in
Nah.
Asgard.
3 is like literally right before like Infinity War. Like the ending of Ragnarok is literally the beginning of Infinity War. So it does segue pretty well.
Another thing that they kind of flopped within 1 and 2 is that they tried to take it too serious. Number 3, they just literally threw the seriousness out the window, and every 5 seconds was joke.
But it was still
It's
serious.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
But
they,
yeah.
they towed the line really well, like
Yeah.
dramatic and comedy.
What was the guy's
The
name?
Rock.
The Rock. Korg?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Absolutely.
Wasn't he
He's
played
Greek.
by the guy who directed it?
Huh?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Was it?
That's
Yeah, I
what-
found the guy.
I
So
didn't
it's,
know that.
Yeah, so
it's
going back
Taki
to
Watiti.
Yeah.
Like all his films are critically acclaimed, I'm pretty sure, and he
The-
just randomly did for Ragnarok. Like
I'm gonna jump
He
on the
went-
spaceship. Do you want to come with us?
yeah, so like going back to like Thor, like him getting like Stormbreaker and everything in like Infinity War, it's just a really good rejuvenation. And like he's a lot stronger now in the MCU. We would probably say he's probably like second strongest now, aside from Thanos. And
He almost.
Stormbreaker's probably like the strongest weapon now in like the MCU. Arguably, it's the strongest weapon.
No.
I was gonna ask a question. It was, do you guys like how Groot is being portrayed?
You've had an issue with this, Dave.
I've had an issue with this for a very long time because I thought they were gonna do what the comics have done, which was keep him as a little plant pot, and then when they're in trouble, he's their trump card. They throw him, and he just grows to normal size and beats the living crap out of everyone.
Yeah, you do know why though. They've created some crazy, like, amazing chemistry between the Guardians, and we like all of us just love
in the
it.
film or comics.
In the film, in the MCU, and it was because and we know that because as soon as we now literally so iconic that when you hear that music like boom boom, you know they're coming, or like they're playing some banger from 1970s 80s and then they're coming, and they're always gonna be like he's doing some dumb shit, Drax thinks he's funny, Rocket's always chatting and then but then now Groot they wanted I'm just getting to like they wanted to make him go through this teenage thing for some reason. I mean it's funny, but yeah you're right, like but they tried to give him a purpose with him making what's that hammer? Ultimate Hammer's for
Stormbreaker, the handle for Stormbreaker, yeah.
which is actually that guy's hammer. Forgot his name. The guy that
The guy, yeah,
Beta Ray
I know
Bill
what you're talking
is
about.
his hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah,
I don't know why they swapped it because this does happen in the comic books, and he's supposed to get a different weapon.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they swapped it for this one though.
yeah, I don't know, but
Maybe
that-
it just looks more iconic or something. But
Yeah.
that's gonna be a nightmare though for Chris. What's the actor? Chris Hemsworth.
Hemsworth.
It's gonna be a nightmare for him to try and do some like combos and shit off it because that thing looks big.
It's big.
Yeah.
It's a big hammer. It's a very big hammer.
There is one thing I want to bring up about Endgame as well. Do you think they should have kept Iron Man a secret and by that I mean throughout the trailer. Have you guys seen the
Yeah.
trailer? Right.
Yeah.
We see Iron Man up in a spaceship,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I know
and
what you're talking
everyone
about.
assumes that that's where his peril is. But then again, we see him at the
But
when
the suit,
they're
they're
with the
walking-
suit where they're walking.
through,
Yeah.
yeah,
They all
yeah.
have the white.
Do you
suit.
think that they should have kept him a secret?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
They
that's
should
secret.
CGI him out.
100%.
Yeah.
Like they
They
did
did
the
that
whole.
with yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That was the-
in the
that was
trailer.
the-
That was the craziest
I think
fake
we're
of all
gonna see
time.
Professor Hulk.
What?
We might see Professor Hulk in Endgame. So that's the one where the Hulk and Banner make an agreement where they stay in the Hulk's body for the strength, but they keep Banner's mind.
For the yeah, for
Yeah.
the intelligence.
That
I
might be
don't
fun.
know. I don't know about that.
It's a stretch.
Yeah, I think we see Mix It Fix It first, which is the grave.
I love what they're doing though. Like Thor's afraid to come out.
Thor? Hulk.
Hulk. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
But
Hulk.
there's this massive argument that people were saying that we might get an iteration of like Worldbreaker Hulk from the comic
Okay.
books as what there is like to kill, like to fight against Thanos. Because right now we know he's not gonna want to fight against Thanos. He's scared. He lost in unarmed combat, hand to hand combat.
yeah.
At the beginning, with he only had the power stone. Thanos didn't use.
He
the
didn't
Power
even
Stone.
use it. No, he just beat him.
He just beat him to a pulp. So we might see an iteration of like Worldbreaker Hulk, where he literally like punched like a planet into destruction. He just punched it and it's gone. But we'll see. There are a lot of speculations of what we're going to see in Endgame, but I guess we just wait, see what happens.
Fair enough.
By the way, when you said earlier, it was it's surprisingly it's only 11 years and they've done 21 films.
Oh.
And it feels way longer than that. Remember when we watched Avengers at your
Yeah,
old
but
house
there
at
was-
that Odeon?
there
That
were-
feels like 10 years ago on its own. Like the thing
Thanks,
that they were.
man. I really needed the reality check that I'm old now.
Yeah, nah, but it feels if like 10's
11,
not that.
11
Yeah,
years.
11. It's 11.
11
Yeah,
years?
21 films, and they've just.
To
That's
be
what I'm
fair,
saying.
Oh,
Three
right,
of
'cause
them-
they did the 10 symbol.
3 of them were released in like 1 year though. At
Yeah,
some
that's true.
point, they did some.
They
stuff
do a
where,
lot
like,
in a
Yeah, they do a lot. I'm seeing it. The most we've had is this one.
this year.
Yeah, this phase, and this is phase 3, by the way. It started with Civil War, ends with Endgame. Can you believe that? That was only 3 years ago. They fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 films
Oh,
in
shit.
phase 3.
Phase
In
3.
phase-
And it started with Civil War, which was 3 years ago.
fuck.
So
Oh,
10
wow.
films in 3 years.
Okay,
That's
wow.
mad.
I
Yeah, I'm
thought it
telling
was
you.
over like. I didn't think it was only 11 years.
Yeah, it doesn't feel. That's what I'm saying. It
It
doesn't
really
feel like
doesn't
that.
feel-
It doesn't feel like
Yeah,
that.
at the
Come on.
beginning you said it was like 20 years
I
ago.
thought
Then
it
you
was
were making a
20
point.
Iron Man
Yeah.
was like out when I was like what?
2008.
2008, 11.
I was like
2008.
what? 13, 14?
11 years ago, yes.
Jeez.
How old am I now?
Why did I think it was? I didn't think it was that long.
Don't know.
That's crazy.
What do you
it's
think they're
baffling.
gonna do in the future then?
You know, I remember watching Iron Man when I was a kid and the cinema was packed, but they still sold the tickets, so we had to sit on the fucking stairs.
Wait, what?
Philippines.
Yeah.
You
so,
cheap bastards.
We cheap bastards.
Give us the stair seats. Give us that discount.
Yeah, Chris, you know that I sit on the stairs.
So,
Okay.
moving on to like the next point, as Leandro here did say, it was where do you guys think it's gonna go in the future after Endgame?
We already know that they bought Fox. Therefore, we know that they own the rights to now X-Men.
Who? Disney? Disney bought Fox.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Disney bought Fox.
They've
so-
literally acquired it. We know this now because every season, I believe,
Bro, Disney's gathering stuff like the Infinity Stones, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
they're just putting
They're
whole
putting it all in,
franchise
yeah.
in their gauntlet. Believe the entirety of The Simpsons.
They're gonna
All 30 seasons on launch of Disney Plus. Every season of Simpsons.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if the new ones are going to end. If they do, that's crazy. You're taking Simpsons off television and putting it on
Disney
Disney Plus. Yeah.
Has Simpsons.
All 30
Yep.
seasons.
Wait a minute, I thought we were family friendly there.
Yeah, they are. Wait, Simpsons not that bad. It's
Simpsons
not
not
that
bad.
bad.
It's not-
Also, they did a trailer. Like they did a little 5-minute thing where they like we were bought by Disney Smile Kids and they were making a little joke Homer with the
So
family. but
Disney's
yeah.
Yeah, you're right,
gathering.
there's no South Park.
So Disney's
Yeah.
gathering all the licensing stones, and they're gonna snap all other streaming services out of existence.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
say goodbye to your Netflix, kids.
But
They're
it's-
gonna do miniseries as well with the Avengers. They're gonna do
We were talking about this
New
before. Yeah,
Avengers?
they're gonna
Yeah.
do.
Scarlet Witch and Vision.
I'll pull it up.
Do not care for them. Not gonna lie.
I like that they're using smaller characters.
It was
They haven't
Winter
had
Soldier
enough.
and
Winter
Falcon.
Soldier and Falcon.
And Falcon. That was another one. I think it was Loki.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
I would.
Yes,
literally
Loki,
to see
yes.
a miniseries.
Loki, but it's
Only-
not the same actor though. It's
If
young
it's not Tom
Loki.
Hiddleston, I don't care. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not.
want Tom
It's-
Hiddleston.
No, it is Tom Hiddleston.
Is it?
It is Tom
Okay, then
Hiddleston.
it must-
If
I'm
it's Tom
checking it.
It
Hiddleston,
must-
best Loki already.
It has to
Only
be Tom.
Loki, best Loki.
It has to be Tom Hiddleston then.
Yeah.
But they were. I thought
He
they were gonna
portrays
do
it so
young. I thought they
perfectly.
were gonna do young Loki though.
No, Tom Hiddleston will be reprising his role as the God of Loki in Mischief in the new Marvel TV
Okay.
series based on Loki.
So
Yeah.
we already know that he's not dead.
No. It'll be
No,
like it'll
yeah,
be
we
Is
have
it
no
young
idea.
now?
Yeah, it says we have no idea where it fits in the timeline at all. We have
And I
no
think
idea.
it'll be in the past if it's Vision and Scarlet Witch. It'll be during the time where they were in.
Oh, yeah, they
Battle
have a
Country.
show.
They have so much that they can like.
No,
explore.
they wouldn't do that after Endgame. Then they
They
release
could
these
do.
things.
They could do because
No, I
it's
wouldn't
been
mind
it's
doing
been
it.
so much time. Like the timeline throughout the entire films.
Yeah.
Like it's been so much time that they could like do little bits in between each.
Oh, I
And
see.
these characters haven't had a lot of screen time. In
Yeah.
general,
So from the end of Ragnarok, we don't know how long they've been floating in space for on the spaceship until like they get attacked by Thanos. So in all that time, Black on Earth,
Mhm.
Scarlet Witch and Vision could be like having a honeymoon, doing whatever they
when
want.
they were in that country and then they came to them.
Having
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, One Division's a weird name for the show. It's not even a show. One Division, like there's one word.
Wonder. And
I didn't even know that was like. I didn't even know that was an MCU thing. They're
Wait,
actually
that's
calling it
what
One
they're
Division.
calling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, One Division, and it
Division.
sounds like some weird like. I don't know, future dystopian, like
Sounds like a-
family-friendly park or something. I don't know.
Well,
And it's under superhero romance, so
Oh,
I don't
you
know
know,
what
It's
the
gonna
hell.
focus on
Do you know what would be
relationships.
a good sort of thing? Like I would like to see a spin-off would be like the Children of Thanos, because in the comic books they're so cool. Like Ebony Maw.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they're
actually.
so cool. Like they're
I
really
can
strong in the
understand
comic
that.
books. What's his name? Corvus Glaive is so strong in the comic books that his glaive is like on par with the
You're
Infinity.
talking about a Black Order, like his.
Yeah,
his
yeah,
kids.
yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
saw them.
There's, no, but like a spin-off series, like
Yeah,
one-
oh,
one-
right,
it's like
yeah.
they pushed over Corvus Glaive, like he was nothing. Like he literally
Yeah,
appeared.
they
Which
defeated
one was
all of
which
them
one was Corvus
really
Glaive? Is that
He's
the
literally
big
like the
guy?
the second guy in command with the glaive that stabs thing through
Oh,
the stabs
oh.
Vision through the chest, that stopped him from healing.
Yeah.
That guy.
That guy's strong.
They have
He's
so
he's
many.
so strong,
Yeah.
but they're sort of just like
They
meh.
have Squidward. They have that.
They kind of.
It's good, but
We always just call him Squidward.
Like,
he's a mug. No one
Ebony
likes
Maw
him.
was so strong that he easily
They
defeated.
kind of
easily
had
defeated
to
a
do
thing.
that in the MCU though. They kind of had to do that in the movie.
Do
I mean, like,
Like,
I don't
they
mind like
kinda
spin-off.
had-
If they have like a little TV series about them, or go more in depth about them, then yeah, it's cool. But the way that they kind of butchered them was a bit like they're supposed to be extremely strong.
Yeah, but again,
Yes.
everything's toned down. Thanos is weaker than he should be as well. Infinitely.
Yeah.
Weak. He would fight everyone without the gauntlet, and he was struggling with.
Yeah,
it.
but that was proven though.
What?
That he could fight everyone without the gauntlet anyway. When he beat the crap out of
No, that's Hulk specifically.
Hulk,
though.
that's just Hulk specific.
And like,
I believe Hulk could beat the crap out of all of the Avengers apart from maybe.
yeah, but
Thor.
like, I'm just saying, like, trust me, like, it wouldn't even be a fight. You know what I mean? Like when they fight, it wouldn't even be a fight. Like people, all the comic guys even saying it wouldn't even be realistic. But everyone's turned out for a reason. Because if you think about it, that's why Infinity War's genius. Why can if my mom can watch and enjoy it, I can enjoy it. Then you've made an amazing movie. Period.
Yeah.
Because you've humanized things that are blown out of proportion in comics. Like the Thanos quest, insane. Like the Infinity Gauntlet thing, insane.
Big surprise. The biggest surprise of that movie was Red Skull.
Yeah, I remember you clapping.
Oh
and
I
going,
thought it
my
was
days.
death.
I believed it was
that
death.
was the biggest. I was never expecting Red Skull.
He
to be
was. He did. Flavio was telling me like a year ago, no, about 2 years ago that I remember I called him an idiot. He was like, they still think Red Skull's out there somewhere. He's gonna come back, and I called him an idiot. Then in the cinema, you still were like, woo! Look, and I was like, wow, they brought him back. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
I
mean, the last time we saw Red Skull in the MCU was
Captain
getting taken away
America.
by fucking the Tesseract.
Well,
yeah,
Tesseract,
1950 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what was it? He's just it gave him knowledge. The stone that he was protecting gave him knowledge, but
Yeah.
he could never get them.
The Tesseract. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that was insane.
But now there's another theory because the stone has finally been released. He is free and he is roaming around the universe.
The planet or
The universe. That's I think I
But
read
don't
that
you guys feel like
article.
he's not evil now? By the way, he was like talking and
because of
acting.
how much like knowledge he's
But
more neutral.
he's not evil because he couldn't leave that place. He was there just making others, giving the path for others to get the stone.
The soul stone.
It was that was his mission.
Yeah, but you gotta remember
was
what
forced
he
to do
was
it.
before. All he was a villain who chased power. There's nothing more to Red Skull than that.
2D.
Like he wanted alien tech to make his Hydra Nazis immortal. That was all he
For all
wanted.
we
But
know,
that's why
he's
he
still.
changed, because now that he has all the knowledge, what is he seeking for now?
That's that's what I was saying.
Yeah. What is he seeking for now? Yeah.
We kind of strayed away from the path here. We were talking about the future of Marvel. Actually, this connects pretty well. For all we know, the Red Skull might still pop up again. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? He might still be a big villain.
But who would?
But you said, but
fight
like
him? Like, he's Captain America's primary villain.
big villain, yeah.
And Captain America's gone.
I really thought that after Captain America would. How you guys never answered my question? How do you think they're gonna leave Captain America?
I think he's gonna die.
You think
he's gonna
death?
retire in the country house?
Why did he tell us all that before the movie though? Because now people are just gonna expect him to die. Do you know what I'm saying?
Everyone expects him to die, but I don't think that's gonna happen. We've always thought. No one has ever thought
that's
the
true.
MCU
we
is
thought that.
predictable.
We thought that in Infinity War or something, or even before that.
I've got these boys. They're gonna beat Thanos, yeah, and it's gonna do something with time or something because now they have to incorporate X-Men or like a Fantastic Four or whatever. So they're gonna do something. They're gonna beat Thanos. They're gonna do something with time. They're gonna think they've solved all the problems, and Captain America's gonna put his shield down. Maybe he doesn't become a super soldier or something anymore.
Oh.
And then he puts it down, he quits it, he no longer needs to be the hero that we need. Boom. There's more tragedy. That could be a solution. Maybe he still becomes a super soldier, but maybe he still thinks he doesn't need to fight anymore.
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
In the comics he gave his mantle away. There's a load of Captain Americas. Like he gives it away, and there's a woman, right? I think there's 2 of them that've been women. So we could easily just have a woman. He could give it to. He gave it to Falcon, by the way, officially first. The guy he passed it down to.
So we don't need him anymore. There is what we're getting at.
Yeah.
Which is the reason he went it down.
He's cool, but he's not what Captain America is. You remember Captain America is an idea of patriotism and America, and fuck yeah, we shoot fireworks and eat hot dogs. That's like Captain America.
I don't agree with that statement.
Deep fry up.
I don't agree with that statement. Captain America has always been the Marvel version of Superman. The noble. Yes, he is.
No.
The noble hero.
I think
if anything, Iron Man is the primary.
What?
Face of
Captain Marvel.
MCU.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Oh. The face. Yeah, the face of the MCU.
He gets more screen time and dialogue. I think.
But that's not what I meant.
Captain America is symbolic. The current one is like a Muslim teenager because they're trying to make like a big statement about Islamophobia in America right now. It's more of an emblem, it's more of a symbol than an actual person. I think they could just carry it down to a different person rather than Chris Evans.
It's more so a mantle that you hold up.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Just get passed down to
it's an idea
mostly. The next person in line.
However,
it's symbolic.
I do not believe that they're going to pass the mantle down to anyone because we already know that there's a show coming out about the ones that he passed down to in the comics, which were the Winter Soldier. He passed it down to Bucky at one point, and he also passed it down to Captain Falcon. I don't know which one came first or not.
Captain Falcon.
Yeah, he was called Captain Falcon.
Was he?
Yeah, when they gave him the.
No, I swear everyone just takes his literal name. Like
No.
Yeah, I thought it was Captain America.
No. I wouldn't mind him being a woman. The woman in the comics was pretty good. The one that
which one was the woman?
I forgot her name. There's been 2. There was one like from a while ago as well, but
I don't remember.
Wait,
I don't think that's gonna happen though. I think Captain America is over. It's done.
Yeah, no.
I think he's gonna. It is. I think he's gonna retire. And then whenever Chris Evans decides one day, like I might come back just for like a surprise something or like a 15-minute in a movie.
Who the fuck's gonna lead them?
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel will lead them. They'll disband. They'll disband. There'll be no need for them anymore. They'll think that the biggest threat is now gone.
Yeah, but they'll just make another one. That's not a reason.
They'll assemble again.
You were making that noise. What's wrong with Captain? She leads them in the comics after Steve Rogers goes.
Yeah, half of them.
Yeah, the other half is led by Iron Man. Yeah.
No, wait, you talking about the Civil War in the comics, or you talking about something else?
There's 2 Civil Wars in the comics.
Yeah, I'm talking about the second Civil War. She led the other.
Civil War 2. Yeah, she
Civil
led,
War
but
2.
she does become a leader of the Avengers. There is a point where she does become the leader of the
No,
Avengers.
I was just saying the MCU version of it. Like, can you see that? I wasn't saying it like against the Captain.
I can. The way they're overpowering her to shit, I actually can see them.
I made a mistake.
Making
It's Miss Marvel who's
Yes,
a Muslim teenager. The Captain America female teenager is Sanchez. I think she's Hispanic.
Yeah.
What I think they could do with the story, with the whole plot thing of Captain America is he leaves the mantle, but then he joins the Illuminati, and they form the Illuminati after the thing. But that could be like that's a bit too much in the comic book lore. Like it's like Reed Richards, Iron Man, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, like the Beast, and Captain America, and they form the Illuminati and they watch over the Earth and do all sorts of stuff. But that's getting a bit too in depth. Might not happen.
Doesn't Charles Xavier?
No, I don't think Charles Xavier. I think it's Beast.
Oh.
Wait, yeah, Flavio's right. I just realised I completely left my mind that they have Fox. Like, and by that I mean like, imagine you introduced all the X-Men. That's enough supers. We don't need Captain. I'm not even trying to be like, you feel like you do, innit? Like, I actually can't see MCU without the guy. Every film I know, I can remember every scene in every all the crossover films. So Civil War, Avengers, where what he did in it, innit?
Yeah.
The things he said. Like, that actor was amazing, and like, I remember all this. Like, he's my favorite character actually. But I can fully see it. Yeah, like, as soon as you said Xavier, I was like, right, he's gonna bring the whole X-Men, and that's not just the main five, innit? It's the licensing for X-Men,
Yes,
which
the
is
whole
all
Whole X-Men.
Yeah.
like
Whole
there's
universe.
Pyro, there's Iceman, and there's
They
people.
can do a lot.
Wait, does that include the villains like Juggernaut?
Yes, all the villains.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the
Then
whole
we
universe.
don't. We fully. Well, I mean, it's not that we don't need Captain America. It's just they'll feel like we don't need.
It's the most,
Maybe.
it's the most ambitious crossover.
I mean, imagine all those crossover cartoons they have with Spider-Man and there's an X-Men in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be the same shit. It's gonna be
So
something.
what's gonna happen to the original 6 then?
I think-
Captain America, Iron Man.
Well, we know Iron Man's gonna
Black
mentor
Widow.
Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
But for how long?
Oh yeah.
He'll meant us.
He's not even in the next movie though, is he? We didn't see a trace
Nick
of Iron
Fury
Man.
in it.
Yeah, but
yeah,
it could be-
Nick
it could be
Fury.
hiding.
Yeah,
Oh.
we don't see anything like that. So Iron Man will go off.
What did you say?
Thor.
Spider-Man is.
Oh right.
He's not feeling so good.
He's not
He's not feeling so
He's
good.
not gonna be in the movie. He's gone already.
Yeah,
Iron Man will go off. Captain America. He might go off. He might die. We don't know what else is gonna happen.
Black Widow has her own movie.
She has her own movie.
Oh, that's gonna be
Hulk,
cool.
About fucking time.
It's gonna be Red Sparrow, but good.
Hulk will go off doing whatever he wants, or
He never has.
refer back to Banner.
Can we do a serious Hulk world, or was it Hulk Planet actual movie?
I'd like them to
Where-
do like a Hulk world with She-Hulk and other
With all the
Hulks.
Hulks.
Yes.
That is Hulk.
all the Hulks.
That would
Oh
be,
yeah, they have a show. They're
They
actually
have the
cool. Yeah.
cartoon,
Okay,
yeah.
quite
But then again,
Oh, they
it
show
brings
the
up the
cartoon
problem of
world.
adding too much.
yeah. And going back to that, I think what's his name? Thor will go off. He'll rebuild, not rebuild Asgard. He'll
He has to rule Asgard.
He'll then go back to ruling what's left of Asgard, rebuilding like the world tree or what's happened to it,
Valkyrie,
Has
probably.
all the Valkyries, fix all that stuff. Who else is there?
Is it confirmed that Loki's
Hawkeye.
gone? by
Hawkeye will go back to living his normal life with his
Yeah.
wife
He
and
has
kids.
his wife
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
He'll go back to live his life with his wife and kids.
We're not sure. Ryan just asked the question asking if
Yeah.
are
Is
we
it
sure
confirmed
that Loki is gone?
gone?
Everyone's saying yes, even the writers, the
But every
producers,
every
everyone.
time he states he's gone,
But-
he's
Oh,
in the next
As
fucking.
soon as Thanos snaps his neck, he's like no
No
more,
more returns.
no more
But-
resurrection. Boom.
But they Russo and Kevin
Russo.
Feige lied to us every time they release a movie. By the way, if you didn't know, apparently they said some dumb crap in Infinity War. Also, the Hulk being in the Infinity War trailer. Remember, he was at CGI, didn't it? They lie all the time, but they seem like they're pushing it though. People are like, listen, Loki's dead. They keep like really trying to, but then that could just be more of the surprise.
But
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch though.
What about Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yeah, he's
Best
OP.
Loki.
He's probably
No, he's
stronger
not.
than Captain
What
Marvel.
did you say?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Sorry, wrong name.
Tom
Let's
Hiddleston.
cut that.
Tom
one.
Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston, yeah.
Tom Hiddleston.
I was thinking
Hiddleston,
about
sorry.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
But his show kind of backs up that he's dead to me. Like you give him a show because he's dead.
Yeah.
And maybe the uproar made them realize we can make a show at least. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, everyone loved the fact
Yeah.
that Tom Hiddleston was a very good.
That
He's
was-
so good.
He was
Because
really good.
it was so impactful because that was like literally I think like 10 minutes into the movie and he
Set the
Yeah,
tone.
yeah,
Set the
yeah,
tone.
he set the tone instantly.
I do think that the people they killed without the snap are gonna stay dead. So like Vision, Gamora, and Loki. Those were the 3 people that
Vision's
they killed.
coming back.
No, one division could be any time in the
It could be in the
timeline.
past.
Same
Oh,
with
right,
Thing.
yeah, yeah.
They could again. They could be talking about the gap between. Wait, what film is it?
And
Between
Ragnarok and Thing.
who else did you say?
Ragnarok and Thing.
it'd be on Earth. It'd be on
Yeah,
Earth.
exactly. It's the time period between then. So the end of Ragnarok, while they're floating through space, it could be that fight
that's
there.
sexual assault.
Who else did you say? Vision, Gamora, and who else?
Loki.
Loki. Not sure about that, but I know for a fact Gamora can make a return, and she will make a return for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
But it could be in the past again. We don't know how.
It-
they're
Guardians of the
doing
Galaxy
timeline.
3
If she
being in the
will be,
past.
It's
it's
not.
probably-
It's
It's
not.
guaranteed.
I don't think the
now.
plot is. I'm pretty sure it's gonna. Yeah, it's gonna be Adam Warlock. You know the guy that was in the cocoon. In the
That's
cocoon?
what I was going to talk about.
Adam
Are we
Warlock.
going to see Adam Warlock in Endgame?
No.
Yeah, because he was in a cocoon at the end of
We're
Endgame.
not
To the
see
end
him.
of 2, and then the gold lady was like, she's
Listen,
he's
just
my greatest
stop with the
creation.
comic books, bro. They're not following it. Like Adam Warlock, they've
No,
made
it was
him.
in the movie. It was in the
It was
movie.
in the movie.
Yeah, but they've made him part of that race. They made him,
Yeah.
which
No,
isn't
But then
canon to
she
the
said
comics.
he's my greatest creation. I'll
Yeah,
make
yeah.
him Adam, and everyone knows shit.
Adam
it's Adam
Warlock.
fucking
Yeah,
Warlock.
but they've changed
He
it.
wielded
That's
the
not how he
sword and
was.
defeated things.
Yeah, but that's how it was. That's not what's
I don't
happening.
think he'll appear in Endgame.
You don't think?
it's gonna
He's
be
not, and he's a villain for Volume 3. We know this.
Yeah.
They're not following
They-
comics
they-
at all, so just
They
no
would
one
have
should
brought
be
him up. They
comparing
would
it to
have
the
brought him up
comics.
sooner. We would have
Yeah,
seen
good
him
point.
sooner
No,
because
I
if
just-
they
I
did it
just-
to
yeah.
Captain Marvel, why wouldn't they do it to?
I just wanted to
He's
know,
a villain.
like,
He's not even a villain, but he's going to be a villain for the next
He's
film.
an anti-hero.
Anti-hero.
Yeah, but he's going to be a villain for the next film because they made his backstory now. They were made by that perfect race,
Yeah.
and they're just going to be
Yeah,
pissed that their
yeah.
Guardians messed them up.
I just wanted to know where he was in the storyline. That's what I wanted.
That's
to
all.
know.
That's
Yeah.
all you need to know.
Yeah.
Just wait for Volume 3.
Volume 3, fair
Cool,
enough.
cool.
Fair enough.
Which I hear is going through some trouble, by the way. Going into the Galaxy 3.
Right.
Isn't James gone back?
Yeah, apparently the is he back
Yeah.
Officially, yeah.
officially?
And the weirdest part is
Everyone
apparently
was
from
happy.
leaks they didn't even look. It was just to wait for the PR to go down because of that backtrack tweet
That
he
makes
made.
sense,
Really?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
Disney. That's their image. Their image is them. Their image. I get it. Their image is them.
But
Like, real.
didn't you say even Dave Bautista was
Dave
like, if you
Bautista
don't
was so
bring it
angry,
back,
and
I'll
he was
do
like-
it.
Yeah, and he was tweeting some weird stuff afterwards. Like he was tweeting a picture of him compared to Bane, and then he was also tweeting a picture of him compared to another DC character. He was very fucking salty.
Savage.
He was very salty. But yeah, so I'm glad to hear that they're all back. Though they're all back on track. Do you believe? I wanted to have this discussion with you. Gamora, I believe she's coming back. She's in the Soul Stone, and she can. I think they can get her back. You think she's absolutely gone?
I don't know.
They need a female character in Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm sorry, and
They have
Gamora.
Mantis and Nebula, to be fair.
Nebula might replace her.
Oh no,
I think that might be a.
I do like her.
she doesn't have chemistry with any
Not
of the
the
Guardians.
Yes, she
though.
does. Yes, she does. Yes,
Oh,
she
she
does.
does.
She does.
And
Who?
the whole point is that she's broken because of her dad, didn't it? She's like, I meant like mentally. Obviously, you can't see her being with a group because she's thing, but she's
It would be really
Yeah.
fun to play with the dynamics of it all. That's kind of why I liked about Volume 2. It wasn't as good as Volume 1, but like they really played on the personal relationships between the group, which I really loved.
yes.
We did we did skip a few things here. We were talking about the future of Marvel, and all of a sudden we got a bit sidetracked.
Black Widow movie. They're gonna
Black
do
Widow
the
movie.
Eternals, which is gonna feature the first gay character, Hercules.
Oh yeah, yes, I heard that.
Have they casted people yet for that? Or
No, it's still really
No.
out.
Zac Efron
Zac Efron for Hercules.
as Hercules.
Nah,
He's doing us all a favour.
they need someone bigger than that.
Yeah, he needs to turn into the Rock in like 6 months.
Yeah.
I think it'll be an upcoming actor. I think it'll be new and they'll make his
Yeah,
career
probably.
that way.
Yeah. They always cast the right people though. There's no one in the MCU ever feel like it's not doing it.
All right, I'm gonna finally fucking say it. Galactus. Will he show up in Endgame?
Wait, listen, this isn't something where like it's a 50-50. It's probably not gonna happen. They could use any villain before they use Galactus. I'm just saying.
I think
They need.
I
to
think
finish.
there's gonna be a conflict in the movie where Thanos is gonna have to work with the Avengers at one point. It can't just be he's the villain now. There needs to be a little something
Wait,
in
but
between
if-
involved.
You can't just add Galactus in.
You can't.
Guy's
No.
fucking broken. You
You
can't
can't.
just be like.
I'm
They
just.
wouldn't be able to finish it in the whole movie.
It'd just be like
Introduce
Thanos
them
and Galactus. You can't. Galactus is too fucking broken. He's my dad. You know, he's too strong.
No, but
Well,
we
actually-
mean in another movie, like in the end of the movie to symbolize the next 10 years.
I still don't even think they'll add it then.
I was
But
just bringing
they still have to bring in X-Men and shit. Like maybe if they integrate X-Men and then they integrate who else they just bought and then they
Fantastic
build
Four.
on them
Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
and then like maybe not the next 10 years, but maybe like after they build up the characters that they just got, so Fantastic Four and the thing. Actually,
It will be 10 years.
Fantastic Four would Galactus, yeah.
I think they'll make it. I think they'll make it a 10-year thing until we die. I'm pretty sure. Like for the rest of our life. Like that makes sense.
That's Phase
Yeah.
4.
Like
Phase
none of
4.
these films suffered. Think about it. None of these films
Yeah.
suffered like critically by coming out 6 a year. Like all it did was make this film even bigger. That's why I'm avoiding spoilers so much. I've deleted my Instagram and I don't go on Twitter because this. Imagine you get spoiled for this. That's a build up of 10 years that you know, like the way I keep comparing it to how our parents felt when they were younger, going to watch Star Wars. Imagine that. You get to say you were there on premiere day or that weekend for one of the biggest movies of all time. That's something to flex. This is our Star Wars, bro. And the best part is it was built up because no other franchise has ever done that. Built up for 10 years.
There's like a hashtag on Twitter that's like, don't spoil the Endgame.
Yeah, Russo brothers started. They really don't. They said the same thing about Infinity War, but still, like, it's like, don't ruin this. The conclusion to the conclusion literally is the biggest thing ever. I'm not getting spoiled. So, and
yeah, I hope I certainly don't get spoiled. I have a few mates going in to watch it as soon as it comes out, and then I'm working with them the next day, so I might
keep the knife near you.
Just keep the knife near me.
While you're at work,
you'll be like, how? What about Endgame?
Yeah. What about Endgame? Sorry, I can't hear you. I put the knife through my ears.
The way out.
Villain wise, I don't know, man. It's like they built him up for so long. It was like I don't think a lot of fans won't even be mad if they just end it with Thanos and that's it there.
Yeah, I don't really want them to team up.
It can't just be this. It can't just be the Avengers going back in time trying to stop something and then Thanos trying to stop them. It's like the roles are reversed. Thanos is after them now, which actually kind of sounds interesting in a way. But
he's not.
I'm contradicting myself.
Yeah, I just remembered he brought up a time travel earlier. I think it's essentially like semi-confirmed because like there's shots on set of them in their 2012 gear, like completely. He looks exactly like he did
with Quicksilver.
Yeah, and I'm not even talking CGI. Someone just caught a picture of him on saying it, and Ant-Man's with them in the series of events in Avengers 1.
Oh,
so it's like I don't know what the fuck's going on, but
one. I saw pictures of 2 with Quicksilver.
Nah, I didn't even know I was there. I was talking about Avengers 1.
I think the whole time.
No, they might just do that thing where they reshoot things that happened before. Everyone said you need to chill.
Oh,
but then someone showed
but
like,
then why would
Ant-Man wasn't there? Yeah.
I think they might do the whole time travel thing with like the quantum realm.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying that. You're going to use Ant-Man to freaking try and outplay.
Well, Ant-Man 2, it better lead to something. My guy's been trapped in that quantum realm for how long now?
Yeah, she's been trapped there for a long time, like her whole life. Like the wife.
The wife, yeah.
And then they go back down there, they find her, and then there's like this one scene where you see like a small civilization in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
You don't know what's gonna happen. The time travel will go through like different fabrics of reality, so we have no idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah, honestly, we have not.
They have so much they can do.
It's actually crazy.
The main thing I don't want to be spoiled for, by the way, everyone is going to be spoiled for, is what's going to happen to Thanos at the end of the movie. I didn't even think of that. Like, Shilin brought up, and I was just like, oh yeah, that's what I don't want to be spoiled.
Ant-Man's gonna go up his ass.
We've already disproven as a
Go to
YouTube
sleep.
video.
Go to
Don't
sleep.
watch the
Go to
second
sleep.
video. He can't do it.
Go to
the
sleep.
colon's too big. He doesn't do enough expanding force to kill it.
He will be constipated, won't be up to shit, and he'll die because of
Do you know how long that
constipation.
take?
Okay, Thanos still dying.
He can laxatate.
Go to sleep.
Mate, take laxatives. Take laxatives. He takes laxatives.
He lactates.
That is.
What's going on now?
Yeah,
Movie went downhill.
And here's the craziest thing. Like, we still need to remember, that's this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh my
The movie's
God.
this weekend.
It's this weekend.
It's this weekend. It feels like it's like next month.
It's still surreal to me. It's surreal. I watched Avengers just yesterday it wasn't yesterday, 2 days ago with Lee, and all of a sudden I just saw Thanos' face turn to the side, and I'm, at the end of the credit scene, and it's.
They built.
They built it up
They built
beautifully,
it up
so well.
Well done.
10 years.
Yeah.
Well done on them. Well done.
I still remember how it felt when we went to watch Infinity War. Like, it was.
I still get goosebumps to this day watching Avengers and that little scene, and we hear the music. Da 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 da.
When they pans around, I can't
The
control
goosebumps
it.
never go away.
I shake. It's crazy. It's a crazy scene.
It's
crazy.
literally the greatest crossover of any.
Avengers 1, yeah, when they went around them and they all just flexed.
It's literally the greatest crossover of any movie that they have ever done, of anything, any TV show. This is literally the greatest crossover of all time.
Oh, by the way, someone that I would love that they fix is Ghost Rider. I mean, they're not going to, they used him in the
Oh
thing.
my God.
But again, there's 4 iterations of him, so you can use another one. But also, yeah, I just wish.
No,
like,
they
for me,
can't.
that's
Though,
someone I
they
wish
can't
they
though
fixed.
because he's in the universe. That's the
That's
thing.
what
Though.
I
And
said,
then
but
when there's 4
Yeah.
versions, but the problem is only one can be chosen at a time. So and since the TV show's
that
still in the
ugly
universe,
ass one that's an Agent's Shield, bro. It annoyed me.
I didn't think it.
Oh,
looked
other
that
than
bad.
Silver Surfer, Silver Surfer's my favourite Marvel character of all time. If he comes with Fox, then I'm happy. But Other than that,
Yeah, after like we will never know what's gonna happen until we actually watch the
Okay,
movie.
guys,
they have too much. They have too much.
They have so much like.
Disney's like becoming monster.
Okay, guys. So X-Men. Would you recast, or would you keep the same actors?
I would keep them.
Why would you
They've
keep
stuck
them?
to me so long since I was a kid, so it has to be.
It's not the
people.
same ones from
No,
2003 with Hugh Jackman
No,
and that's the only name I know. From
It's
the
not
fucking-
Hugh Jackman. It's not my Logan, dude.
Who?
They've killed him. They've deaded that.
Yeah, that's true.
Good ending as well.
I'm talking about these ones, the latest
current
ones.
yeah.
Well, the latest ones from like when they from like
yeah.
Days of Future
The
Past that
Castle
build
of
up.
Kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Apocalypse and all of them.
Wait,
Would you
is-
keep that cast or would you completely recast?
You get to keep it. Though.
You have to recast because
Wait,
it's a new franchise.
Is Marvel's X-Men gonna like be linked to the previous X-Men? Or are they just,
No,
No, it's not.
Then you have to
If
recast.
it's
You
not
can't
going
use
to
the
be
same
linked to the
set.
previous, then you
Yeah.
just recast.
yeah,
You just have to recast.
You recast the whole thing.
Would you still rehire Hugh Jackman as Wolverine?
Yes,
That's all I care.
I mean,
about.
everyone would say
He
yes,
is
but
the
I just
pro-
saw that guy sing, so his career's going fine. I still hum Greatest Showman tunes to myself every freaking day, so it's like he's fine.
Yes, he's fine, but here's the thing: he's getting old now. He's on his 40s, isn't he? Hugh Jackman's on his 40s, no? 50s.
Man, 50s.
Didn't
he
recently
cannot-
recover from like cancer
he-
again.
I think no, that was 2 years ago, I think.
2 years ago.
But he cannot build muscle because of his age as much
50
as
on
he
the dot.
could when he was young.
He's finished with it. I don't think he wants to do
No.
it again.
He did say if somebody offers him a good contract, he will come back.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
He's just making coffee now.
But we actually need younger people.
Yeah, that's true.
To continue.
They want to continue this for a long time, don't they?
Yeah.
Like they did with Tom Holland for Spider-Man. They
Yeah.
want younger people.
Oh, that's the point. Boyd, I think one you brought up earlier, them
I mean, you
talking
could
about
be the new Wolverine.
You can fuck right off.
them talking about the next generation of thing. What's it? The
I can
the
scream
Avengers.
like Hugh Jackman.
The Avengers, like the next one, innit? They've been hinting at it since I think it was Age of Ultron. Remember when he ends and then Falcon, Scarlet Witch, and like he's like
Yeah.
Avengers, and it goes and it ends to the
Yeah,
credits.
yeah.
Yeah, that they have been hinting at it for ages.
That-
But I don't know if they'll do it.
Who would be like the new generation then? Would it be like Captain Marvel, Black Panther, Spider-Man?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
yeah. But Black Panther's on another level. We'd have to all be kids on the same wavelength. If you get what I mean.
I don't.
That's the new Avengers storyline.
I don't
That's the
think
new
so.
Avengers
I think
storyline.
you're right when you said that after this, there's going to be no more Avengers
No.
because they're all too already over. They're already overpowered.
They'd
like
call it,
separate
They'd
characters.
call it something else, but they're still going to do crossovers and team-ups because that's what built this empire,
Yeah.
essentially.
What would you call it then?
It's the new Avengers.
They
the new
have
all
they have
new
other
Avengers.
teams.
Or the young
all
Avengers,
new
something.
Avengers.
Or the Young Avengers. We're called the New Avengers storyline.
Listen, I want to see what's his name, Dakin from X-Men. I want to see Wolverine's son. Is it Dakin or Dukin?
I don't know.
I want to see Wolverine's son. I've always been a big fan of his, and I want to see Wolverine's son in X-23.
He's not.
Oh, I don't remember who the mom is. Help.
The mom was a woman in World War II, I believe it was, that he participated in. He fell in love with her, and then he left her there. Yeah.
That's some old stuff.
And then he becomes evil Wolverine. I want to see the evil
That's some
Wolverine.
old stuff, actually, dude.
Yeah, I want to see the evil Wolverine fucking part of it, but never happened. How would you introduce these characters? X-Men. The original. Let's keep it normal. The original X-Men: Charles Xavier, Jean Grey, Cyclops, Beast, and fuck Mystique. They're really they're ruining her character in
Don't
these new
forget
movies.
Storm.
TV series
TV series.
on like the Disney Plus thing. There was
Nah,
introduced-
don't do that. Listen, we need to
Nah,
start
it's-
skipping
it's
origin
movie.
stories when they've been done too much. Spider-Man Genius, we
Yeah.
skip it because
Yeah.
we know it. Ben dies, we get it. Uncle Ben dies.
Ben died.
You know, you're sad. Great power comes great responsibility. Yabba 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 doo doo.
If
Like,
you do that again, the rice cream memes will come up again, man.
Tobey Maguire is best Spider-Man.
no,
I
he
like
isn't.
Tom Holland.
He's the best at making stupid faces, but he's the worst Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Who's the best Spider-Man, you said?
The first one, the one that goes
Oh, you mean,
when he gets an alien symbiote, he does this down the street.
Stupid
Absolute
dance.
mug. Anyway, I don't rate him.
He goes
I'm
emo.
sorry.
He goes absolute emo.
You just
Why are
brought
you so
a
toxic?
good
I
point.
don't like him.
You just brought up a really good point about
he's Tobey
symbiote.
Maguire.
I think they were
Venom's
great.
not involved.
I think they were great. I think Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 like kind of paved way for the
Andrew
movies
Garfield
right
was a
now.
very good Spider-Man, but Tobey Maguire was the very first like Spider-Man I've ever saw.
I like Tom Holland. I like what they're doing with him.
Well,
Tom Holland's best, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire.
Well, we
Well, it's
actually
just
do.
the fact
No, in fact,
No.
Spider-Ham and then Tobey Maguire.
Wow.
You're toxic, dude. What the fuck is wrong?
But think about it. It was the very first few Spider-Man movies we have ever seen. So the ideas were old, the cinematics were old. So you gotta give credit to the fact.
No,
that
but his acting. No, you can't judge his acting on cinematics and the script writing. Him pulling shit faces. It's him pulling shit faces.
Pizza
Dude,
time.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. I appreciate the movies, especially the movies done in 2000, like X-Men, the first one, and Spider-Man. They paved the way for where we are now. Nobody actually believed that comic books would make good movies.
Yeah, but you just, what I'm saying is like, you just skip them. And then like the mansion,
you
innit?
don't need Uncle Ben's storyline again.
Yes,
Everyone knows Uncle Ben dies.
every time.
Every time.
What?
There's no universe that Uncle
Yes,
Ben
but you
doesn't
can't
die.
really
I think
do
there
that.
is.
You can't really.
Is there?
Yeah, I think
Never
there
seen
is.
it.
You can't really do that with X-Men though. You can't just show up and be like, "This is a school."
No, yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
They could do the first 5 and then just go from there. And then build
no,
it.
but can't you just picture how casual it'd be if they rolled up and this is a school for the special, for the mutants or the
would
people with
work.
special powers,
It
and
would
this is
work.
person but we all know who he is. We don't need an explanation.
They've done it in Deadpool. Like
Yeah, it
they've
works.
introduced the school and everything.
Oh
So-
yeah.
The reason they can't just add the school in and say it exists is because like, why the fuck haven't you been using it in the previous films?
Oh, we're gonna have to just suck that up. There's no way they can make that logical. They can't.
There's actually a video that I watched, and I recommend everybody have a look at it. I forgot what it's called, but when I do, I'll put a link in the description. It has a very good concept where, because of the contracts that happened in Civil War, Charles Xavier wanted to keep mutants a secret. Therefore, he goes into Cerebro and makes every man.
Yeah, but what about before the
It's
contract?
complicated, it's
How do you
way
even
too
hide someone?
Maybe
before the
maybe at
contract?
that time is when he figured out that there are more mutants out there, or is when he had the idea to put the school together.
It's too complicated.
Is
Yeah,
it?
it is,
Yeah,
man. There's always
way
loopholes.
too
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no reality where you can go, oh, you just forgot. Oh, I see. I see it. You just, oh yeah, there's mutants. Boom. Like literally.
It entirely depends on what they do
They-
in Endgame. Like if they're doing that Spider-Man thing where they go back in time when there's a different like fucking world or fucking different dimension or whatever.
Oh, I can hear it.
Yeah, you can. He's picking him up.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm a very loud guy, bro.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Actually, I'm ready.
Say your point. Say your point.
So if they do that, then it allows room for you to add mutants because maybe mutants exist and do that.
Go on. do that. If they do that.
If they
Wait, what's the
How did this break the entire room?
Hey.
Alright, if you do finish your Come on, finish your sentence.
That funny, you don't retard.
Do finish your sentence.
Dude,
bro.
I
always
forgot-
funny.
I forgot what I was saying.
Doo-doo's always funny. He's never not funny. Doo-doo's hilarious, bro.
But I see what you mean. If they mess around with time and everything, they can add like
They can add so much shit if they mess around with that.
yeah.
So,
Oh, what? You mean like if they go back?
Yes.
No,
they could still
If
just
they do go back.
they could just introduce the
Wait, I didn't get that back because, like, what did you even say to get to doo-doo? If they do, oh yeah, if they do.
It's not that funny.
It really is.
Their laugh is what's making me laugh.
It's not that
Sorry,
funny.
we're like 12. Okay.
Yeah, my bad. I was born like 5 days ago.
5-year-olds. I was born 5 days ago.
Why? They could just
They could figure
introduce it
out.
from there on. Like they could just introduce Charles Xavier right there.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. And you're gonna have to just be like, yeah, they were mutants. I mean, to be fair, it's not that relevant. Oh, wait, yeah, it is. There's no reality where there's mutants run around genetically around and they weren't there the whole time. Because yeah, there's some in the school, but not all of them are there. He has to recruit them in it. There's still some running around.
What about that dystopia thing that they done in the comic books where Magneto kind of took everyone away and put them in like an island all by themselves?
Oh
Too
yeah.
complicated again for the thing
Still?
to explain it.
There's
No,
too much-
that I think
too
that
much shit
semi works
already.
better, but I don't. Well, you have to see, man. But I'm telling you, we're gonna have to just suck up the logic because it's not gonna exist. We're gonna,
Well, the logic's non-existent.
it's just gonna be they're not like
They were in hiding the whole time.
Or they could just be like they were in hiding the whole time, and like any mutants that they would find or something like that, they would not use their powers outside of the school, so nobody actually knew about mutants. And these freak accidents that would happen around, they would just cover it up somehow. Because let's face it, Charles Xavier can just be like, boom, you never saw this, you never did blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but there was a period before. Remember, like in the Marvel universe before the Mansion, they would just be like they were there during like the John F. Kennedy stuff. Because in the Marvel, didn't they kill him? Didn't a mutant kill him? That's what I'm saying. Like they've always been there, and people knew of them, and then people like used to riot and stuff, and be like, these guys aren't people. Like that's part of the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
You can't fake
You
that.
can't just say it's not.
I can understand some cover-ups, but a whole
We might just have to suck up the fact that they might not even be mutants. They might not even call them mutants. They just might call
I
them
didn't think
people
of
with
that.
abilities.
Do you think of that? That would suck, but
The X
I call
gene,
that
the
Lord
X
Duty
gene
right
don't
there.
exist.
No, that's too big a part of their identity. Because the whole thing is a metaphor for marginalized people.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they can be marginalized people just for having abilities and being different,
But
not just for
no,
being.
but
then
it's
they
to be
can't-
genetic.
Yeah, it's the
But the thing
X
is, if they have
gene.
abilities, then they would marginalize the Avengers as well.
But they already have.
They kind of did. They played on
Yeah.
it, but not to the same extent. Like
Yeah,
mutants, because of their mutations, are seen as different. Marginalize the whole metaphor. You need the mutant gene to get across the whole X-Men storyline. Otherwise, you're taking away like.
No, what they'll do
something
is they'll
Stanley
say there's barely any. They'll say the gene's 1 in a million. So
Yeah.
that
They
like,
can
all
make
of them
it
are
like
actually at that school, and the other few are hiding, and there's no argument you can say then. There's no loophole in that.
I could make it really rare.
There is, bro. What if one kid comes out, can't control his powers, starts blowing up?
Yeah, then
And then they're like, hey, yo, what's that?
then
Like in Deadpool, the fat kid who can.
yeah, but then the
Yeah.
government
And then
will
you're
put you
like,
in
what
a
the fuck
the
is
government
that?
will put you in a jail thing, and everyone who's been told about it, the government will FBI bleep your face or tell you to shut up or you
Yeah, but
lose
how
your mum.
How come
Or you lose your mum.
Like literally, the cover-ups exist. They exist in real life.
Yeah, but
Can
how-
exist in
Listen, you heard about Thanos clicking his finger? Yeah, shut the fuck up and stay away.
How governing was Shield in that lot? Like they governed a lot of shit. Like,
That was it. Shield could cover up everything. They could be backing them
but
up.
No,
wouldn't
Shield's
Shield wanna use
broken.
No, I meant from
Now,
before.
now.
Yeah, explaining before.
them? But wouldn't Shield have wanted to use them?
No,
Maybe they
you
used
can't
some of
force
them,
use them. So these are kids, like teenagers stuff, who don't even know what they're doing. That's why Xavier cares for them and wants to
Maybe
look
they
after.
recruited some of them. Xavier has most of them. Like you figure it out.
Trust me, them limiting it is the only way it makes sense. Like 1 in a million, 1 in 10 million.
Alright,
I know it's way more common in the comics, but
let's move on to the next point. We've talked about X-Men now. What about
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four? Would you still tell their backstory in the movie,
No.
or would you? It's over.
It also has been done.
I would like to know everything about Jessica Alba. Yes.
Listen.
listen, oi,
Sorry,
it's a
my bad.
So what would you do? Introduce them in the thing again, like in a lobby or something?
I think the rules just if you've had 2 reboots, the third one just skip origin story. I
I
don't
don't
care.
need origin stories anymore, really.
There's that. Like
It's a bit
realistically, they could even do a thing where like before a film comes out, put on YouTube and say, "Look, read this." It's like £2, or give it out for free on the Marvel app. Tell you to read it, get some backstory. Because usually they cover some of it. You know, like in Spider-Man, is the first film called Homecoming? No, isn't?
Yeah, Homecoming.
Yeah, you remember the way that they sort of told you about Ben and sort of told
Yeah,
you about
yeah.
what he's been through, or even slightly in Civil War, he said, "Listen, when bad things happen, you know when you do little hints to them, you can
Yeah.
do that. That's enough. It's enough."
I don't know how they'd introduce Fantastic Four though, because with mutants it's easier because it's been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic
Would you just say
Four.
they've been in
Fantastic
space
Four's
or-
supposed to take
They'd be in
over
their
the
Baxter
Tony
building,
Stark
just not
building.
doing anything.
Oh right.
Wasn't it them getting?
Oh no, they can get their powers anytime, right?
No,
you can tell them getting their powers then, right?
Were they exposed
No.
to radiation?
They were
Yeah,
supposed
they're-
to like an
yeah,
experiment.
Yeah,
or
but
something.
their
The
launch,
experiment gone
I'm
wrong,
telling you,
that's
their
what it
launch
was.
to their moon could be after Endgame. Why not? There's no time limit on their age or like what they do, right? Doesn't matter. Actually doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, I
Doesn't
agree
matter.
with that.
Yeah, didn't even notice. Just come back, boom, 4 more heroes to worry about on planet Earth.
I just want to see a really good iteration of Dr. Doom.
It will happen.
Will it?
Doom.
Will it?
By the way, that guy at the end of Venom, that guy playing Carnage is not for me, dude.
Wait,
Oh, I agree, 100%. Have you watched Venom?
yeah.
Did you see the guy at the end, Carnage,
Not the
Those guys
best
see
the
movie.
killer?
Carnage is there, bro. in the
Listen.
first place.
Shut up.
Not the best movie.
I loved
After
it.
Venom.
Fans loved it.
Yeah,
Critics
remember you
hated
saw
it.
it?
Yeah.
That guy with the big nose. That
Yeah.
guy's funny. I see him in shows.
Well,
He's a good actor, but
Is
Carnage.
That, wait, is that the
Carnage has to be young, by the way.
No,
I'm pretty sure Cletus Cassidy's
Cletus
like
Cassidy, no, he's-
20 something.
Is that their
Checking right
Cletus?
now.
Is that their
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
Cletus Cassidy?
Yeah.
Oh God! Wait, should I
Bad
be now?
casting choice, yeah.
Is
I just
that?
spelled Cletus. Forgot.
Oh, Fusions for the Venom thing.
I'll just type Carnage.
So that's
on
their
Steam.
iteration of Cletus Cassidy, who gets.
Yeah, he's
the
literally going to
Carnage
be
gene.
in that side series. Which is.
Can we not get Eminem to rap the next song?
Yeah.
That sounds so bad.
Oh yeah, apparently he got on the Old Town Road song. I hope he didn't. I pray to God he didn't.
What?
Eminem.
He's going off topic by
Yeah.
Eminem.
Fair enough. Let's stick to the topic. So every character that already had a movie and they bought the rights. You say they shouldn't tell the backstory because everybody already knows it. I
It's not
agree
that
with
everybody
this.
already knows it. It's just that the information.
It's been
out there if
told.
You want it. Yeah.
It's been told, and if you are watching these movies, I'm guessing
Yeah,
you
you
do already
would have
know
seen
it.
it anyway.
Yeah. Where would we? Yeah. We're just showing a picture of
It's him.
what's the name of the actor?
Him, he's playing.
He's a
Venom?
cool actor. I've seen him
No,
in so
he is
many
a cool
good
actor.
things,
Don't
so
get me
many good
wrong, but casting choice was very
things.
bad.
It's Woody
there.
Harrison.
Casting
Oh,
choice
mate.
was very bad.
Yeah, that's not
That's
good.
his name. I forgot his
Yeah,
name.
that's not a good casting choice for.
No, I
He's
was
a
thinking
Carnage.
For
yeah,
Cletus
that's
Cassidy. He's supposed to be like in his 20s or something.
I'm
and
checking now. I don't want to like speak out.
He's supposed to be like sort
idiots.
of like young and like
Because I
a
think
psychopath.
no, I think part of his thing is that like half is.
What else are they doing? Like the side Sony
Not
Marvel
to be rude,
Studios.
but Woody Harrelson is a bit too old now to. Like,
That's
To
what I'm
play-
saying.
play Cletus Cassidy, yeah.
I didn't even think about casting him. I don't know. I just
Whatever. I enjoyed the movie though, Venom. I enjoyed that movie a lot. It was a lot of fun.
Would you have enjoyed it
Good
more if
movie.
it was R-rated?
Yes.
I don't think it would have made much of a difference considering what they were going for.
Yeah, but the movie was fine.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
That's the
Critics
worst part.
hated it,
Yeah,
but I do understand their point of view. But speaking as like a very big fan of Venom, who I've been waiting for this type of thing for a very long time, it gave me exactly what I wanted. It gave me enough Easter eggs for me to be happy. Showed me She-Venom. Showed me like the connection between Venom and Eddie Brock was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was all what's the name of the actor?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. It was all Tom Hardy.
He's a
that
very
he
good
made
actor.
the voice.
He's a very good actor.
Oh my god, he was brilliant.
He's a very good actor.
Especially when he's going insane when he's actually hearing Venom.
The whole
he's
symbiote
trying
thing
to
and
talk
going
to
into the whole storyline. That goes
Beautiful.
crazy back into like Marvel, the whole symbiote thing.
Oh yeah.
They've been there since the beginning
I'm
of
very
time.
upset that they weren't able to bring up Spider-Man in any type of way. But
And I think
this
yeah,
is
Yeah, that's
just
what I was wondering.
this
during
is
the
just-
film.
Come on, they
we
just
are just
wanted
gonna have to
focus
deal
on
with it.
Venom, really.
Yeah, they want
It
to
was a
focus on
movie
Venom.
about
Yeah.
Venom.
It's not that they wanted to focus on Venom. I think it's just literally the fact that they couldn't bring Tom Holland in because it's not directly connected to the MCU. It's just
There's been talk about it, but
yeah, there has been, but they can't. Like it's a Sony product movie,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Marvel doesn't really want to risk like they're nothing for. They would have gone down, by the way, if they would have risked and brought Tom Holland in. Look at the reviews. The reviews are really bad for Venom, even though fans enjoy it. Critics are saying it's really bad.
the MCU don't like
So-
to associate.
Yeah, exactly. And why would they? They
Yeah.
have nothing to gain actually.
Yeah.
Like.
So I watched them. I didn't know that there was a post credit. I didn't even bother to check for the like post credits. You know, like Cletus Cassidy Carnage thing, which is good. It gives me a lot of hope because I do like Carnage. He's
Wait,
one of my favorite
Endgame has
characters.
reviews.
Everyone was hoping for
Stay
it.
away. Stay away.
No, I don't want to spoil a review, are they? It's 97 by the way.
97 what?
Percent.
Endgame.
Yeah, already.
Well, no, because it's been out. The press release is out.
184
been
reviews.
out in America.
It's been out in America. The press release is out, so yeah, it has been getting.
Well, I'm getting off social media. Yeah. Fuck.
Let me just delete these apps real quick, bro.
Well,
Yeah, if they have them, then we're in territory now. We're in danger territory. So you guys need to be careful.
well, you guys have been warned here. Be careful. There will be spoilers out there. Thanks very much for joining us, guys. We will speak to you next time. Make sure you give us a like. Make sure you subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time, like I said.